Ilyas Pasha. He is a bird lover and has had these exotic pets for over 10 years.
I can't live without birds now.
When we talk about exotic, that means it doesn't belong to our country. The birds and animals adapt to one particular environment, their habitat, which is very much restricted.
These birds are not Indian birds. These all are foreign birds, Australian varieties and African varieties.
Exotic birds require different types of food and habitat. These birds are found in pet shops of Bangalore city. Some of them include the macaw, the cockatiel and the African grey parrot among others. Birds that are brought from outside the country require a license. If these birds are endangered, they require a CITES clearance. CITES stands for the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. This is an international agreement between governments to protect threatened and endangered species of wildlife. Bringing in birds from outside the country can also be harmful in many ways. It can lead to diseases, the bird flu being a standing example. The BBMP's Biodiversity Committee has been set up to look into this and check for biosafety regulations.
Residential birds or residential animals might not have developed the resistance.
The macaw is an endangered bird. It requires a CITES clearance. Gulab has 2 macaws in his shop, Wet Pets. This shop, which was set up 4 years ago, sells exotic birds. But does Gulab have a CITES clearance?
Exotic birds are not covered under the Wildlife Protection Act, Indian Wildlife Protection Act. So there is no permission required for transporting, selling, trading, breeding or whatever you want to do.
Exotic birds are being sold illegally in the city. The areas of Russell Market and Shivaji Nagar are popular spots to buy such animals.
African lovebirds, cockatiels, macaws, Amazon, grey parrots. There's a long list.
These birds are not protected under the Indian Wildlife Act. The BBMP officials say that nothing much can be done because of this.
Gulab he's been unchecked because he's been very, you can say, smart with that. He knows the law very well. And he has been arrested several times.
It is surprising that local authorities have done little about it. The forest officials don't seem to know much about CITES.
To get birds from the foreign countries and all those things, they must be having some permits.
The bird trade is a huge and intricate network. Its presence is felt all over the country.
Animals coming from all kinds of countries, America, Madagascar, I mean, it's not like there's nothing specific. You want anything under the sun, they'll get you for money.
Selling exotic birds is rising in India. Raids have been conducted in various parts of the country. But people like Gulab, who know the law inside out, manage to escape it. In the name of love for animals, people continue to buy them. They don't realize that these creatures deserve to be in their natural habitat.
All animals are meant to be where they're supposed to be. Any animal that is restricted or restrained or put in an environment that is unnatural to it is putting that creature in stress.
Shops like Wet Pets have continued to flourish out in the open. The shopkeepers know that they are not violating the Indian Wildlife Act.
Sites actually should regulate. Unfortunately, they don't do. They should regulate the trade from their country, other countries.
Please do not buy exotic pets, because whatever you say might be left in captivity, but I promise you that I know that they are being taken from the wild.
It is the law that seems to be helping these traders survive. Regulations will have to be made to include these animals under the Indian law. Forest officials will have to make regular checks under the conditions in which these animals are kept and sold. The trade needs to be killed soon.